Our Holy Father, Pope Francis, has asked the Church during this special year to turn our attention to the men and women specially dedicated to Christ. Religious are men and women who live their baptismal consecration by publicly professing the gospel life through vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. Religious live, work, and pray in community, and they follow the spiritual charisms expressed by their founders, such as St. Francis, St. Dominic, or St. Benedict, Franciscans, Dominicans, and Benedictines. Religious life has been established in the Church so that we may all have an image of the kingdom of God that is freely lived, simply, purely, and only to love and be loved by God alone. It is thus meant to be a picture of heaven here on earth. Men and women in religious life profess the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience in order to be signs of the kingdom and to live for Christ in the perfection of charity. Please allow me to tell you why these vows are so important for the daily life and mission of the Church. The gospel call of poverty comes to us from Jesus' life of simplicity and detachment from this world's things. All of us, by virtue of our baptisms, are called to follow this example of Jesus. The vow of poverty is an intensification of our baptismal calling and allows the religious the freedom to live for the Lord without concern for ownership and personal attachment to material needs. Certainly, not everyone in the Church is called to such radical poverty, especially those who are responsible for raising a family. But those who live this charism manifest something common to us all, that we are dependent on God for everything. One can commit himself or herself to poverty only if he or she has an abiding sense in the providence of God. The gospel call of chastity comes to us from Jesus' life of personal purity and respect for all men and women because they are made in the image and the likeness of God. By virtue of our baptisms, all of us are called to follow this example of Jesus. The vow of chastity intensifies the baptismal consecration and allows the religious the freedom to devote their lives entirely to Christ and not be bound by obligations that come with particular or committed relationships. The consecrated religious is a brother or sister to whomever they meet. By the vow of chastity, we are, in consecrated life, have a special intimacy with Christ, for whom we forsake all others. And through this special relationship with Christ, we become family to everyone. Obviously, the vow of chastity is a sign for all the Church of the unique love of God for each man and woman. The gospel call of obedience comes to us, of course, from Jesus' own love for his Father and willingness to follow him in all things, even unto death. By virtue of our baptisms, all of us are called to follow this example of Jesus. The vow of obedience intensifies the baptismal consecration to follow the Holy Spirit in giving service to the mission of Jesus in the Church. The vow of obedience calls for an openness and submission to the legitimate needs of the Church as they are put forth by those in authority and those who have been charged with the governance of a local community or institution. Thus, the vow of obedience is a sign for the Church that each of us is subject to someone, and ultimately each of us is subject to God. Although religious vows may not appear easy, they are in fact a true blessing for the individual sister, brother, or religious priest. And when faithfully lived out, they are a great blessing for the whole Church. The life and mission of the Church benefits from the many concrete examples of faithful religious who inspire and motivate us, no matter our state in life. As we continue our observance of the year of consecrated life, Let us give thanks to God for the many blessings He bestows on us through the prayers, works, and the presence of consecrated religious in our church. May we appreciate ever more clearly the special commitments each of them has made to Christ and His church through their vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience.